I probably got the best jump shot in the city. You know, I shoot better than Michael Ray. So basketball was my life totally. You know, so I grew up playing basketball. Again, we lived on 19th and Keith, so right around the corner was Parkman Middle School. Then you had Keith Avenue. Then you had Lindbergh Park. So, you know, I played basketball in those areas all my life growing up. Then once we moved out to on Villard, I basically started going to the YMCA, things of that nature. So growing up, outside of church and basketball, you know, there was not too much other stuff I was involved in. You know, basketball was 85 to 90% of my recreation.
You're shooting guard?
Yes.
Okay. When did you first start playing ball? Do you remember?
I started playing ball back at Keith Avenue. And, you know, if you go get the history, you know, of me, I played ball all through high school. I started off, when I really got known, it was at Madison High School. I was being coached by a guy named Terry McKissick. He's a great coach. I think he's a principal now. I ended up leaving Madison and I went to Marshall. You know, and if you look up the records, I probably led the conference in three-point shooting during those years that I was in high school. So
you started before you were 12 playing basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. How young did you start? Do you remember the first time you had a ball?
I started early as they started giving us what's that, gym.
Mm-hmm. And where did you learn basketball from? I mean, did you learn? Was there somebody in your family who played, or where did this gift come from?
My father.
He played ball too?
Yep.
Okay. What position he played?
I'm not sure, but I looked at some old pictures where it looked like he was a point guard.
Do you remember him teaching you how to play?
Yeah, actually, he used to coach us. It was not Warning, but it was another league, and he was our coach.
Now, your father did have some trouble with drugs. Did that teach you anything going forward into your manhood?
Yeah, not to use them.
Uh-huh.
And not to sell them.
But you did have that time where you were selling drugs.
Yeah, yes I did.
Mm-hmm. And so was that, had you forgotten the lesson that you learned from your father in that relationship at that point, or?
No, I was stupid. I was totally stupid. I went against everything that I was taught, everything that I was brought up. I went totally against that because of the money, and I was totally wrong. I didn't even need the money at the time.
Difficult? Were you close to them at the time? Did you understand what was going on?
It wasn't difficult because, you know, at the time, again, you know, I got a very strong mother, and then my granddad was always there. So I do remember going visiting my dad before he got out, and it was just a special trip that we took every week to go visit our father. Where
was he held at that time?
I remember Green Bay, Fox Lake, places like that.
Do you think of him now, sitting where you're at?
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I get strength from it. You know, I know he was in prison. It takes a strong man to be in prison convicted of something that he did not do. You know, a lot of people in here get on meds, take meds, and you know, none of that has never even crossed my mind. I mean, so my dad, he plays a big part in my strength because he went through living a prison life, you know, and I remember how the family, my mom was there for him, you know, and right now, I probably got one of the greatest support teams of a person being in prison.